Al Capone, the ruthless gangster whose criminal empire bloodied the streets of Depression-era Chicago. Criminal syndicate. Bootleggers who kept the streets of 1920 Chicago awash in booze and blood. Suspected of disloyalty were quickly dispatched by Capone himself.
He would not only kill people, but he would disfigure them, brutalize them, maim them. If he heard any rumor of anything at all, he wouldn't even question it. He would just kill you.
Capone's brutal reputation put him on the fast track to success in the underworld. By the time he was 26, his empire grossed more than $100 million.
Al Capone was untouchable because get everybody bought off. The police, the judges, the juries. There was no way they could get Al Capone.
So how would this bloody showdown between two of America's...
That's so now. You know, boy, I'm getting a little tired of your wise lip. Now, you get yourself someplace else before I have to drop your britches in front of all these fine ladies and spank your little bottom blue. Yeah, sure, you are a testy little cuss.
That young lady there, that's the one.
Terror was mounting, and the sniper could be anywhere. Still, no results.
Are you ready to do this?
I am.
Turned his champion hunting skills against women. For 3 years, Hansen abducted prostitutes and exotic dancers and flew them in his private plane to his cabin in a ruggedly beautiful river valley 25 miles south of Anchorage. Here, he stalked and killed 21 women with a .223 caliber Ruger Mini 14 hunting rifle, often dispatching them with the long-bladed hunting knife he also carried. Thinking like a hunter, Hansen displayed in the most obvious way his sociopathic behavior by keeping trophies from his victims.
Indeed, they often collect trophies, souvenirs, mementos of the good times that they had with their victims when they were inflicting pain and suffering, and they use these souvenirs and trophies to reminisce about those good times later on.
It looks like part of the building has been blown away.
April 1995. The United States is hit by what was then the worst ever act of terrorism on American soil.
That shot is absolutely incredible.
About a third of the building has been blown away.
You can see our crew.
A government building in downtown Oklahoma City blown up by a truck bomb. 168 people dead, 19 children among them.
My friends are missing.
48 hours, the FBI find their man, decorated war veteran Tim McVeigh. But was this the work of a lone bomber? Conspiracy theorists.
We found half the cases, 22, share a common thread. The young men vanished near I-94.
Roughly 95% which would be 2 standard deviations, of the data lies within 50 miles of the
Burroughs, Eric Blair, Nathan Hare, and the list goes on, with 22 young men in all. They've become a grim and mysterious fraternity, attractive and athletic college guys going to school in the upper Midwest, when one night they leave a party or bar and vanish without a trace. In all but a couple cases, their bodies found later in a river, always with an undercurrent of suspicion.
Truly, this is the most horrific position any parent can ever be put into it, and it's devastating.
Steve Jenkins' son Chris vanished Halloween night 2001. His body turned up the following spring in the Mississippi. The family has always suspected
her husband. In the ad, she asked the man who answered the letter to bring $1,000 with him to help her pay off her mortgage. Belle ended her letter with, "My heart beats with wild rapture for you. Come prepared to stay forever." Andrew withdrew his life savings, got on a train, and was never heard from again. When investigators dug up the area surrounding Belle Gunness's home, 14 bodies were found. Relatives began to appear from all over the region to claim the bodies. All of them spoke of brothers, uncles, and cousins answering Belle's matrimonial ads and traveling hopefully to LaPorte with their life savings stuffed in their pockets. The sheriff estimated that Belle had made about $30,000 from her victims. She had drugged them, cut up their bodies, and then buried them. Fear was her husband. In the ad, she asked the man who answered the letter to bring $1,000 with him to help her pay off her mortgage. Belle ended her letter with, "My heart beats with wild rapture for you. Come prepared to stay forever." Andrew withdrew his life savings, got on a train, and was never heard from again. When investigators dug up the area surrounding Belle Gunness's home, 14 bodies were found. Relatives began to appear from all over the region to claim the bodies. All of them spoke of brothers, uncles, and cousins answering Belle's matrimonial ads and traveling hopefully to LaPorte with their life savings stuffed in their pockets. The sheriff estimated that Belle had made about $30,000 from her victims. She had drugged them, cut up their bodies, and then buried them. Fear was
and did children's parties and things of this nature, yet he obviously had within him not only the violent desire to control and murder people, but he controlled and murdered boys.
God only knows what you're doing in there.
What I do in that garage is all business related.
I'll go when Tom gets back.
There's no negotiating. You really think I'd let you just walk out of this house? Every urge he felt. No, never seen that kid.
The Gacy case was so incredible, killing and burying 30 young victims right in his own home. So terrible and so sensational that serial killers began gaining celebrity status, almost lionized as anti-heroes.